Hello, I'm live. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. For me, it's a rainy day. How's that song go? Rainy days and Monday. Well, it's Thursday. So rainy days and Thursdays always get me down, right? So I hope you're all doing great. Um, Even though it is rainy here, miracles happen. I have a tree outside uh, right next to my balcony, and it was just raining, and this little teeny bird was just sitting on a limb by himself and just checking out everything and enjoying the rain. Pretty great. So wasn't quite sure what I wanted to talk about, but I've got something coming, and I hope it gets here soon, because then we can talk about that other thing, which will be interesting. So I thought I would, maybe show you some things that, in case other people have forgotten, those that have been with me since the very beginning, uh, the few hundred before I started speaking out on Scientology, and those of you that don't know the other things that I do and get into. It's fun. Um, been watching a little bit of Jay this morning and getting his windshield fixed. Got to have those vehicles running good so you can, especially when you're traveling. And he did mention that he doesn't take his truck over 70 miles an hour, which I can understand that. My van is an older model, so even though it runs good, I still don't push it. But I do take it at 75. But honestly, sometimes, I'm just driving around along the highway, and all of a sudden I look down and I'm going 85, 90 miles an hour. I don't mean to, but it drives so smooth, you don't realize how fast you're going. So, anyway, mm, gotta have my tea. It helps relax me. I came across this recently. I got out all my stuff with regarding um, my um, involvement in my friend's ballooning stuff. And he once told me, if you really want to know who I am deep down inside, read this book. Let's see, I can't remember. Did I write it on here? No, it's, I believe it's called Finding Neverland. It was written by Burl Markham, a woman who was a pilot and had a bunch of firsts. She was a brilliant woman. But in that book, I did get the book and I did read it. And I was just fell in love with this one uh, little phrase, basically. And it says, if a man has any greatness in him, it comes to light not in one flamboyant hour, but in the ledger of his daily work. I love that. I think that's just brilliant. It's just another thing that goes to show, it's the continual work that you do that can basically add up. So, pretty cool. But I did want everyone to know I'm still doing my rocks. And I don't even know how that my camera works, if you can even Does it get closer? No, that don't work. This is, I found this in my daughter's rock garden. It is a red jasper, and I tumbled it and it came up really shiny, but I have to cut it down with my rock saw. And the rock saw that I got, it's got a water tower on it. Well, that's worthless. So at some point I have to get a little water pump. It's very small, but it goes underneath the blade instead of coming down from the top. But these are jewelries. This is a type of jasper. It's really pretty. That's going to be made into a pendant. But those are just a couple examples. So I am still doing my rocks. I just, like anything, you got to get, I thought I had enough of the equipment, but I just have to fix the water issue on my rock saw. Once that's done, I'll be making jewelry like a fool. And then I'm waiting for payday to get the rest of the stuff I need to make the quilt. Hey, Carrie Ann. Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. But so in a week, I'll be able to get the rest of the stuff I need to finish the quilt that I'm making as a giveaway. But I had plenty left over to make my soon to be my first great granddaughter a crib. I was going to make it pink, but I got this left over. So I took the pieces, and this is one quilt block. And what it's going to end up being is, if I can show you, it will be a Irish chain. So it basically goes like that. So the whole quilt, you'll have the darker colors go this way and that way. And it's going to end up pretty cool. I was amazed that I had enough left over to make one. And it's going to be quilt size. So, hey, Carrie Ann, I'm good, Mammal. How are you? That quilt you're making sounds amazing. I'm going to make some bracelets. Oh, that would be wonderful. That's wonderful. My granddaughter, one of my granddaughters in Utah, decided to start making jewelry. And so I told her that I got the stuff, I can make her beads and stuff. And since she's my granddaughter, I told her I'd give them to her. Well, I'd give her some stuff, but the beads takes a lot to make and a lot of time. So I told her I would charge her just a little bit, for like a bag full of beads, because they're all going to be handmade. So, but it's going to be cheap as heck because she is my granddaughter. So is there, I'm excited about the quilt. The batting, I don't go cheap on the batting because you go, like, say, to Walmart and buy their batting. It's so thin, and it, even though when it's, the strips don't feel super thin, they pull apart so easy, and that's just useless. So I go to the actual fabric store and buy a bag of the batting. And on that bag, it tells you have to do quilt stitches every so many inches. And I go by that because that holds everything in place, so the batting don't get, through several washings, the batting won't pull apart. So, I think that's probably one of the most important things about the quilt. So anyway, anything going on out in the Scientology world that I might have missed since yesterday? I haven't been able to watch much this morning. I will say I did watch on the replay. Reese played the, oh, hi, Julie. Hi, how are you? Thank you for being here. She's saying hi to Carrie Ann too. Oh, hey. Liz and Nora are doing a live at 2 with Mitch. Oh, are you kidding me? Mitch Brisker? Wow, okay. Well, look, I'm not a mean person. If if he can work things out, I mean, all these ex-Scientologists, they're being upfront and honest and spilling out all the hurt and feelings that they've had, what they've experienced, and for someone else to come along and kind of trying to invalidate some of that stuff, it's bad. But if he can make amends, then that's wonderful. Julie, I don't want to miss it either. When is it? 2 p.m. Pacific. So that's Pacific time. Oh, so they're behind me. Okay. Well, we'll be off by then. Carrie Ann, yes, with Mitch Brisker. Liz is mediating the conversation between Mitch and Nora. I'm impressed he's willing to do this. We will see how it goes. Hey, my hat's off to him. If he comes out, I will say I didn't even realize that until, when was it? Last night. I seen this clip that he showed the Nona Boss, this clip from the Nona Boss, which I was on interviewing with her in that clip, but he doesn't show me. He was saying, I never said there's no children. I said there's no children in the Sea Org. And then he called her dumb, which really pissed me off. First of all, the Nona Boss is not dumb. And if he wants to call anybody dumb, he needs to call me dumb. Because if that was anybody's fault, it was mine. Just before we went on, I know that Mitch said the Sea Org, but I keep trying to think back to what I told the Nona Boss, and I might not have said Sea Org. I might have just said children. But I told her about the kids in the van on that video when we were down protesting in KC, because where are those children going to end up? And it says right on their website, they take kids. So if that's anybody's fault, it's mine. But how dare he call her dumb? You don't call people, other people names. And that pissed me off to no end. Hey, John, nice to see you as always. I hope you're controlling your headaches, okay? Yes. Oh, here's Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Working and lurking as usual. Nice to see you. Carrie Ann, Mitch shouldn't be calling anyone dumb. Still not your fault. He shouldn't be calling names. We're grown-ass adults. Yes, right on. You bet. That is for sure. Yes. Yes, it is good to see Dawn. You betcha. Yes. And hey, Dawn, weren't you one of the ones that said you'd interview with me? Hey, Carrie Ann, will you do an interview with me? I'd like to interview you too. That would be fun. I'm trying to set up interviews for people that are in my chat, whether they have channels or no channels, for once a week. I think it would be fun. I'd like to interview Mr. John Van Geest if he's up for it. Any, at any time in the near future. Oh, you'd like that? Okay. I just like to get to know, my interviews will be just about getting to know you better, and then just basically the same old basic questions. What got you into Scientology? You know, just, all kinds of things. Sky's the limit. You can talk about whatever you want. Okay, you'll shoot me an email? Yes, do please. I was hoping to get, I know there's a couple other people that said they would. And I know that Miss Sunrise Dawn said she would, but she's been busy. Her daughter turned 5. Yay, happy birthday to her daughter. Getting to know you sounds fun. Shoot me an email. It's linked on my page. Okay, thank you. Yes, silly me, I think it's simple that people just I automatically assume people have their email on their description thing or about. And when I go to look for a lot of them, it's not there. And so some people do have it there, some people don't. So yeah, I do. I love to talk to people, whether they have a channel or not. That's why I'd really like to interview Mr. John Van Geest. Can I talk you into it, John? Hey, Carrie Ann, some people don't have contact info there. It's hard. Yeah. Yep. What? Would they? Oh. Thank you. Well, we're going to fix that right now. There we go. Thank you very much. See, I need you all here to help me. I just need help. What can I say? What do you say, John? Can't promise I'm interesting, but I would totally be down for an interview. Hey, that is great. Well, I don't have your email, but I'm putting mine in the chat here. mammoslife@yahoo.com. Is that correct? Yep. There's my email. So please email me and we'll come up with a day and a time. I think it would be great. I think you're very interesting, John. My ADHD can't help it. That's quite all right. Hey, I would have not even noticed it because I don't ever look at that sign. A friend of mine, they're tearing down it's some old, it's a building that some church had their school in or something, and they're tearing down the building. They've taken what they want, everything else they're going to throw away. You ought to see these nice solid wooden bookcases they have. I mean, they're nice. And they offered if I wanted 1 or 2 or whatever, and I said yes. And so I might end up using that. I might change my little area here at some point. I might actually move it to another side of my living room. Oh, hi, Fiona. How are you? Sorry to hear it's just raining, but hope it clears. Yes, I'm not, I don't really care if it, I was out in it this morning already, but um, I'm not really concerned about today or even tomorrow. But Saturday, as some of you know, I'm hitting the street. And I'm hitting the street with my SPTV hat. Ta-da! And I am going to go to a certain area in town that's, excuse me, that's very crowded on the weekends when it is nice. And I'm going to have people come talk to me about Scientology, find out what they know. And I'm going to be wearing a sign that says something like, ask me about the abuses of the cult of Scientology, something like that. And hopefully I'll get a lot of people. I'll be like a reporter. I'll John, you totally should use those where they're pretty tough to move. Uh, I haven't got them yet, but I do have help because I certainly couldn't carry them. That's a great hat. Thank you. I just threw it together 2 days ago. I had this old straw hat and I thought, hey, I need something to wear when I go downtown to do my thing. Skip Gordon, hello. Thank you for being here. Speaking of interviews, have you ever seen the Ted Koppel and David Miscavige interview? Yes, I have. I have. It's been a while, but yes, I certainly have. Julie Markham, love the hat. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Yep, Julie's saying hi, Skip. Yes. Well, I was also talking to my daughter yesterday who lives in Utah, and she's like, I'm sorry I couldn't get down to see Jay, but she had this big event and it just lasted most of the day and she couldn't get over to meet him. And I was hoping she'd be able to, but she puts on these events and she can't leave, so it didn't really quite work out. But thanks for well, you are welcome here anytime. What is your picture there? I can't tell. I can't tell what your picture is. What's that picture on next to your name, Skip? Sometimes it's hard to see those smaller pictures. Fiona, hi everyone for getting here so late. Love to all. Canberra, Australia. Love and blessings. Aussie Fiona. I love that. I love it when you say Aussie Fiona. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone so much for being here. It's so greatly appreciated. And you know what? 2:00 seems to be just the perfect time for me. So I'm going to do my best to keep to 2:00 whenever I can. Oh, John says, Fiona, are you getting ready for winter? Is it almost winter there, Fiona? Huh. I forgot if I've ever asked you, Fiona, because I'm not sure where Canberra is. Are you, and have you ever been to the Australia Zoo? That's a place I have wanted to go to for many, many years. but never got a chance to. It's of a Pokemon. It's called, well, I can't pronounce that. I'd butcher it. It's very deer-like with rainbow horns. Oh, okay. Great. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. Love and blessings to Fiona. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, you guys, you know what else I'm making? It's right here. I should be able to reach it. Ugh. This is well, it's kind of all pinned up. Can you even tell? Well, you can't really tell. So I am making a little girl's pioneer outfit, a dress, and it's got the like apron part that goes over it, and it's got the big bonnet. They do that here. The school kids go once a year on a field trip to this Pioneer Park place, and they all dress up like pioneers. All the little girls wear their dresses, and I'm not sure what the boys wear. And they take a tin bucket for their lunch. And a lot of them can't afford to get a dress. And I made my two granddaughters, or three granddaughters, one, and they're keeping it for keepsake. But I try to make some to give away to the kids that can't afford to get one. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Julie. You can't, I thought you could be able to see it a little better, but I'll show you when it's all finished. I think Cabera is near Sydney. There's a journalist called Friendly Geordies that covers a lot of the corruption in New South Wales. Oh, okay. All righty. Okay. Well, I know there's Sydney here, and if you go up the coast, I don't think it's but maybe a couple hours, and that's where the Australia Zoo is. I don't think it's more than like 2 or 3 hours away from there. Julie, that's oh well, thank you. Hey, I was a single mother raising two kids, and I can tell, and even in that time, I was raising a, a little girl for almost a year because her mother couldn't. And so, I know how hard it is. And I also know the value of every single penny. And it's tough. And there's unfortunately a lot of kids in broken homes, single parents. They can't afford that stuff. And a lot of them don't know how to sew. And so, look, we all do what we can, right? When I say I like to keep busy, I mean it. Even when I'm sitting down. So, but then again, I do tend to way overdo it. So, way overdo it. So, yeah. And coming up, I'm going to be talking about that article that y'all told me about yesterday. I'm just waiting to get it. I want to see what it says. See if there's anything to really talk about in that article. But, it's not like most like newspapers. I tried to go online and see if I could just read it. It wouldn't let me. I'm talking about the National Enquirer, about the recent article on Scientology's evil war against the cops. So, excuse me. So anyway, yeah, I'm getting excited. I'm heading to Salt Lake City in another month. Yay! I cannot wait. I'll let y'all know next week I am going to do my first giveaway, which will be of 2 regular little people and 1 Xenu. So one will be and included. I'll include a little black hat in case you want to make one errand, and I'll include another one with a hoodie. So that'll be a set of 3. John, Scientology's war against the cops. Those 2 groups have been bosom buddies from what I've seen of late. I know, and that's why I was shocked when the chat told me about the article. And I looked it up, and sure enough, there it is. The article came out on, let's see. I can't remember the date, but yeah. So that will be interesting. We'll see what it says on the inside. A long time ago, I used to go hang out at my favorite bookstore, which is Barnes and Noble. And I would go there in the morning and I'd get my coffee and a little scone. And I would read the New York Times, and I would I used to read the Economist magazine. My balloonist friend got me a 2-year subscription to that. And back then it was really cool because it had like 5 people that wrote each article. So you had 5 people's opinions come together in a very intelligent articles. So, but I hear it's not like that anymore. Julie, I hadn't heard about this article. Me neither. The chat was telling me about it yesterday. Oh, here's Miss Sunrise Dawn. Hi from North Georgia, everyone. Sorry I'm late. That's quite all right. Yep. Nobody's ever late. You're just on time. We're just having fun. Did your daughter, it's your daughter, right? Did she have a great 5th birthday? Don, in the top right drawer in my dresser, I think, but I'm not sure about the canvases. Not sure what you're talking about. What's your opinion on psychiatry? I know Scientologist has a war on that too. I believe in it. I believe in it. I was always in the mindset that I didn't ever need one, so I never went. If I have a problem or issues, I talk to my family or friends. I let it out, so therefore it doesn't bother me. But I will tell you, 2 years ago, right at the beginning of COVID, I was diagnosed. All of a sudden I couldn't breathe. And I freaked out because I thought if I have COVID, I'm going to be the one that ends up in ICU. And I freaked out, had a panic attack, and I was diagnosed with adult onset asthma. So my family doctor, who was fairly a new doctor for me, she gave me some anxiety meds. She wrote out a script. She handed it to me. And I grabbed it. She's still holding on to it when I'm trying to take it from her. And she says, I'm going to tell you this. I am very uncomfortable prescribing this kind of medication. And I walked out of there. I was so pissed off. And I'm like, screw her. I got me a new family doctor, and then I called a psychologist, and so I just started seeing a psychologist. I don't see her for anything except for my anxiety. So, you know, I did finally get in to see a psychologist, but yeah. I mean, I think they're fine. My sister sees one on a regular basis, so if they're needed, I think you should see one. Did I get behind here? Oh, she sure did. Well, that's good. That's good. Oh, that was supposed to be. I thought I was wondering what you were saying. That's so funny. Hello, Cinderella, Cinderella. It takes a lot of guts to admit you need counseling. It absolutely does. It does. And, call it pride, maybe. I don't know. I'm just, all my life, I was like, I don't need a counselor. I don't need a therapist. Why do I need one? I tell everybody my problems anyway. Well, not everybody, my friends and my family. And that was my way of thinking. You know, I think people that hold things in, and well, let's put it this way. If I held things in and never told people how I was feeling or this and that, I would probably needed a therapist. But my sister, she does, and she gets great benefit from it. So, thank God for them. They are needed. John definitely does. Admitting you have a problem can be really scary at first. Yes, it is. It is. Uh, I actually ended up actually, it was just a few months ago that I actually, for the first time, so the only thing that I ever talked to this psychologist about was I complained about doctors. That's all. That's the only thing I really talked to her about. But I actually did talk to her about something serious just a few months ago for the first time. And she almost stood up and gave me an applause. She's really awesome. I'd love to get her on to do an interview sometime, but she doesn't have, I already asked her, she has no experience really with cults or anything. Dawn, she's looking for art supplies. Julie, good for you. I can't stand doctors who act like that. If you need medicine, you need it. Her commentary was unnecessary. Oh, I know it. Well, it was uh, around the time where all this people on narcotics and stuff was dying accidentally, and doctors were getting in trouble. And so everything was kind of making a shift. But also, this doctor was fairly a new doctor. I think she had only been out of uh, completely finished her uh, doctorate degree and was out practicing as a full-fledged doctor on her own for literally only a couple years before I met her. So I think she was just scared, but still, that's no way to talk to your patient. If you're not willing to prescribe them what they needed, then she should have just suggested I go see another doctor. So, you know, but sometimes Mama, I don't think I've gotten to tell you my news, have I? No. Please tell me it's good. I'm waiting. Please tell me it's good news. I'm going to be oh, yay! First grandbaby due, in November. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Oh my goodness sake. That is so wonderful, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Let me tell you, look, having kids, and that is wonderful in itself. But the next best thing is grandkids. And that is amazing. You're going to have I can already tell you're going to spoil that baby. That's such good news. I'm so happy for you. Oh my goodness sake. Well, um, are they going to uh, are they going to tell you what the gender is? Oh, Love and Life is here. Hello, welcome. I got here late, but counselors, doctors, sometimes you have to change. Not everyone is good in all situations. That is true. That is true. Yes. Yes, everyone's congratulating you. That is wonderful. So, Miss Sunrise Dawn, I have a question for you. Do you sew, crochet, knit, or anything like that? She's telling everyone thank you. Yeah, I'm anxious to see. No, but I really want to learn. Yeah, yeah, it's nice. I do know what my great grandchild's going to be. It's going to be a girl. Of course, it figures. I mean, I've had 7 grandchildren and 6 of them are girls. I personally had 2 girls. I mean, girls are reigning in my family, let me tell you. But um, sometime after, I mean, the quilt that I'm going to have a giveaway for is more girlish because it's like purple and stuff, purple and white. But after that, I will do another quilt giveaway after that, but it's going to be uh, more neutral colors so it could go for a boy. Miss Sunrise, my grandmother started teaching me to knit when I was little, but I've forgotten it. Yeah. Yeah, same with mine. My grandma taught me how to knit and crochet when I was young. The one grandma did. And it was fun for about 5 seconds. And I didn't have patience for it. Honestly, I didn't have patience for it um, till I was in my 50s. So, and then all I did was simple stuff like scarves. So, or blankets. I but my other grandmother, she started me I would set on her big huge table. She would have it covered with something, and she would lay her material out there, and she would cut her patterns out, and I sat and watched everything she did. And then when I got to be, how old was I I believe I was either 5 or 6. She allowed me to start cutting patterns. But she tested me before I could do that to see if I could do a straight line. And she really wanted me to be able to sew. And so thank goodness for that, because I do. I don't know how to follow directions on those patterns very well, but somehow I can do it. John, that's how I felt about learning close-up magic. I've always loved magic, but I didn't have the patience to actually learn sleight of hand stuff until my mid-30s. Yeah, isn't that funny how it is? It's funny. At some point in our life, all of a sudden we can have the patience to do certain things, which I think is just awesome. It's great. It is wonderful. And that's one of the things, John, that I want to interview you about. So keep some things secret that you haven't told anybody so you can just, so everyone can be surprised when I interview you. But John, email me. We'll set up a date. And I'm not sure if I emailed Sunrise Dawn. I did email Mandy finally last night. And so, yeah, anybody, yeah, the one, please email me so we can start setting some interviews up. I'd like to do one a week so we can spread it out a bit. Already done. Thank you, John. Julie, John, I would love to see you do some magic if Mammal interviews you. Absolutely. Yes. I want to, yes. I think I can come up with a trick or two. Oh, that'll be so fun, John. Thank you so much. It'll be great. It'll be fun. We need a little fun within all the other seriousness stuff. Julie says, cool. Awesome. Well, you all, I think I'm going to pop off here. Geez, thank you all so much. You know, I say it every time, but you all know just how much I'm grateful. So grateful that you just show up. And I love you all. And I will be seeing you tomorrow. And tomorrow I will give you an update on Saturday about me going and hitting the streets. So you all have a great rest of your day, and always remember to be kind. Bye, everyone. Bye. Love you all. Thank you.